Hello and welcome back to Tron Sports Fever 2, the UK modded series. Thank you very much for joining me in today's video. Last time out, I built two new goods stations or goods yards. One small one, which is the one here in Bentham. I say small, it still has a few sidings for wagons to just sit there, which I have populated off camera. It only took me a couple of minutes, to be honest, so it isn't really a big deal. And a much larger one in Alford, which actually has some gasworks and a gasometer attached to it. We ended the last video over there, so I thought I would start this video over here. Now, this one is still not quite perfect. I think there are a few adjustments that I will need to make, namely to the road that I currently have running into the goods yard. I'm not particularly keen on the road with the trees and the post boxes and the lamps on it, and dustbins, I believe. So yes, not particularly keen on those, but overall I think the goods yard works. This goods yard is not going to be active just yet because I will have to do a little bit of work on the railways, maybe adding, I think I need to add a passing loop somewhere on this railway. For example, well, actually not for example, but just case in point right here, you can see that there is a train waiting because there is another passenger train on its way in, and this train is now having to wait for quite a significant period of time. In fact, I have now been talking for roughly 2 minutes and this train is still sitting here. So I'm going to have to do something about that, especially once I start getting freight trains running. It is not going to be very efficient if I have them waiting for 5, 6, 7 minutes at a time. Just not very good. It's going to cause problems, things are going to back up, and things are just not going to work the way I want them to. In today's video, as I mentioned and have been mentioning, I have a plan. And the plan is to rework the station, the passenger station in Attleborough, and add a goods yard in Attleborough, bringing the total up to, I think I said once that is up, that would be 12 or 13 connected goods yards across the map, which is pretty good. That is not counting Ollison's other one. Ollison's other one is a little bit awkward. So I need to make some adjustments there. But 12 or 13 working goods yards. Not all of them, as I said, not all of them are running, but they will be and are able to run. So that is the plan for today. Make sure you stay tuned. Let's get started, and this is being recorded directly after the last video, so if you have left comments in the last video, I do apologise. I will probably not be able to read them until the next video or the video after. I think most likely it will be the video after. Right, let's get started and let's continue with getting more and more goods yards built. Right, all the way in Attleborough, first thing I need to do, as I've been starting to do quite often, is I need to start looking at taking screenshots from certain locations so that I have a record of what I have done and what things look like at certain points in time. So, for example, this is what it looks like currently in 1910, and in fact, it has looked like this for the past, I think, 30 years or thereabouts. So that is the current setup. I kind of want to bring that in just a little bit like that, because I think this area is also going to change somewhat. So there we go. That is the first thing that I need to do. The second thing that I need to do is move this particular bus stop. So I'm going to change this. I'm going to move this over to the opposite side. This bit should still be okay in theory. So I'm just going to pop this over to the opposite side and see what happens. So let's go ahead and In fact, before I do that, let me have a look at what this is. So 1920, 20, bus, maple and oak, old. With 10. Good. So demolish that. It is going to give me a warning. But if I go ahead and very quickly put the building back in, I really could do with using something like this going forward, but I think this is not the ideal setup. So that I'll do it like this. Let's make the terminals larger now. Why is it trying to do that? Can I just place it? I can place it just here across the road like that. Or alternatively, I do this. There we go. That will work. There we are. Okay. Maple and oak, old. That will do. Station sign, lighting. Excellent. That will do. 2 terminals, bus and bus. And we have the station back in. Good. So that is that bit done. The next thing I need to do is get rid of these bits right here. So this farmland is now disappearing. And in fact, I think the farmland is going to end up disappearing all the way up to this section here. There we go. Okay, good. Next up, I am going to get rid of, so I'm going to go over here and get rid of all of these. It's a good idea when I put it in, but now it is time to get rid of it. There we go. There's nothing else really in the way. I do now have plans all the way until... So what episode this is? This is episode 179. I have plans all the way to episode 186 now. So, yes, there is that. Right. So, what I want to do is I want to keep this style. Because this was the original style of the station. So I want to try to keep this style. I just do not know. It's this style. So platforms. I think the platforms should be... So if I put a double platform in here, that might be interesting. A large double platform. I think that is not going to be necessary, but I'm just going to use it to measure things up. So 2 trains... can go in there. So here we go. So that gives me 4 platforms. And then I can have a 5th platform. I think 5 platforms should really do the trick for this station. I think that it is not necessary to have more than 5 platforms running here. So we'll have the train coming in from Bracknell. That is 1. So that is 1 platform. I'm just trying to work out every train that could possibly be running into this. At the moment, we have how many? 2. We'll have the Barnstable train. That is 2. We'll have the express train. That is 3. And let's just say another train is parked in there. 4 and 5. Yes. 5 is perfectly all right. Right. However, these need to be longer. So this is currently 100 and I think each one of these is 40. So that is 120 meters, 160, 200. I think that the trains are not going to exceed, even the express trains are not going to exceed 200 meters in length. So we have that. And the express trains will have to be on these platforms here. So we'll have them... Yes, come in onto these platforms. I'll go ahead and get rid of that and that. Let's go ahead and place some tracks in. 10 mile per hour track. Right here. All the way up to there. And then, as I said, a fifth platform is also necessary. Could I use... I'm just trying to think, could I potentially put another platform in just here? I think it is not going to work. What I could do, I'm just trying to also look at this and decide how I'm going to do this with this particular junction, which I think will need to be pulled back a little in order for me to run slightly longer trains. But 120 metre trains going in that direction, I think is perfectly all right. Just for context, for those people in Britain who may not quite know the length of a train or be able to envisage it, or even around the world, if you've ever seen the London Underground, a lot of the tube trains on the deep level underground, so the ones that we see as the tube, they have the very rounded shape. They are only about 110 meters in length, about approximately. I think the shortest one is about 103 meters in length. The longer trains are about 200. So you'd get the difference between that and I think the longest overground trains are about this long. So I think that should be possible. That really should be okay. Now, having done that, I need to look at the approach. First off, 2-track is going to be necessary. That is a given. Now, I'm not going to obviously put both tracks in just yet. What would happen if I ran this into here? Does that actually still give me... Okay, it does. So I'm going to put 2 tracks... Let's just put 2-track up to there. I know this is currently at 40 miles per hour. I'm actually going to have to push this farm back as well. And let's look at the whole 40 mile per hour setup. So, if we do this correctly, I'm going to have 1 track going out like this. So this is going to be 1 track, 2 tracks, 3 tracks. Now this one here, I think I should be able to peel that in. I'm then going to try and... What am I going to try to do here? I'm going to try and split these tracks as best as I can. So this track already splits into 2, which is good. I can then make this track potentially split into... So if I connect that like that, I could do this track splitting into 3. That is a potential. So I could do that and then there. That doesn't look very good. That really does not look very good. What if I made this track split and connect into that one, and then that one connects like that? Does that look better? Not particularly, no. Okay. That is not ideal. Okay, well, I think the entire approach shall have to be reworked from this spot. Let's get this whole approach reworked. Let's try and make this track go into... Let's try and get them to go into the center tracks and work out from there. I think that is the better option. So if I go ahead and do a track splitter right here, that will do. And break up to that. That is all right. And we'll just go ahead and build. So, the first one I want to do is try and do that. There we go. That is a good start. The next thing that needs to happen is this track needs to be able to peel off to there, and also needs to be able to peel off to there, and this track needs to be able to peel off to there, but I want this to at least be up to that point there so that it looks fairly similar. There we go. Okay, that is better. What I'm now concerned about is, well, as you can see, these connections are a little bit up and down. So what I could do instead is break this. Okay, hang on. Break this up to these points. So those are similar points. Go ahead and select from here to other way there. Equalize that. Okay, that is how it should be. So then I can do the exact same from there to there and equalize that. Good. That works quite well. I can then look at doing the connection, putting the connection back in. But what I'm going to do is, instead of putting both of those in there to start with, I'm going to do this and then try and make a marker from here to here. I have a feeling this might not work. Oh, turn around. Why don't you want to turn around? There we go. And it's going to say, right. So the option I have is to do something really awkward and just break it. No, hold on. Hang on a minute. I could try and do this. So if I lift this up to match, belongs to a switch and crossover, cannot be edited. No, hold on. Do not protect that. There we go. Starting to look better. Take it again. Is it the same one? That's one. Now it is slightly higher up, but that is okay. Similarly, I can, or let's finish fixing this one, shall we? Was it that point? It is that point. Just drop it. Any more of a drop? I think just a little bit further. That looks good enough. Okay, so now what I need to do is make an attempt to copy this on the opposite side at this point. How does this look? Slightly higher up. So let's drop it by 20. Better. And then I should be able to select from there to, well, in this case, we've got this junction, so I need to destroy that entire approach. I'll destroy this entire section of track, actually. Yes, so I will do from there to, what, there? And ramp equalize that. It was very slight. It was very, very slight. And from here to here, other way, there. Oh, did it. And then no, stop clicking multiple times. There we go. That is now much better. This isn't ideal, I will say that, but it is much, much closer than, or much better than it was. Now what I need to do is I need to put this back in up to here. That. And try to connect this back up to there. And, oops, and there. And everything should sit really well. Which it does. Good. I'm still not entirely keen about this split. Is there a way for me to potentially try to join that up to the inside and let it... Okay, think. Could I do this? Could I do that? And maybe a really long one like that. How does that look? That will do. That will do. In fact, just to make it work a little better, I can park a locomotive there if I really want to. Okay, so that is back to where it needs to be. I'm going to put the signals in. Speeds I will change, and I've just realised I need to change the speeds of the cargo depots. But that is a working station. That is definitely a station. Good. So, and nothing is going to have problems at the moment because this is all running off that single line. The next thing that needs to happen is there needs to be a crossover just here. Which, again, in fact, I'm going to knock the speed down for this now because it's probably better that I do that right now. Some days this works, some days it just does not. I have no idea why. No. 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 Okay, let's make a slightly wider one. Still no. I will get this working because I have to. Otherwise it breaks everything. I can see what it is trying to do, and I'm failing to understand why it is trying to do that. There we go. Okay, so that is that done. However, that is just the passenger station. There is more to come. Obviously, I've got to detail at the passenger station too. We need to put in a cargo station. This one's going to be a little larger, I think, 250 meters. with 3 platforms. Connect. I'll leave that as it is so that I can see where it goes, and let's try and figure out exactly where we can park it. So I can park it about there. I could put it, if I really wanted to, I could put it right here. This is, there's nothing that is stopping me doing this. And it is a little tempting, but I think what I could do is something even better than that. I should have used that style for the one in Alford. I could do this. So it effectively it just peels out of the way a little into its own yard. That could work. That could really work. With its own roads. I mean, nothing is going to be, this isn't going to get in the way of the station, I don't think. So all I need to do is demolish this bit here. And then I can fit this. Now, think about this carefully. How do I want to park? How do I want to fit this? I want this to be somewhat level with the other. No, actually, why do I need that to be level with the other platforms? All I need it to do is I just need enough room for it to maneuver. So effectively about there. That should work. Okay, now, next thing to check is how do I connect this over? So if I was to do this, it would have to be a connection like this. I'm going to try and keep that flat for now. And then let's just, for example, connect it up in like that. That's quite a steep downhill. That is definitely a steep downhill. But I say that I can split this about there. And what does restore do? By clicking anywhere. AI development along streets. Okay. From there to there. Ramp equalize. How does that improve the downhill slope? That is much more, that is far more manageable. Okay. Of course, there'd be a second one here to go along there and to run along here all the way into that. I could then from here make that work like that, and certainly if I needed to I can do additional bits like so if I need to put extra bits in. So passenger station's here, freight station is there. The freight yard is just about the size of the passenger station. It's slightly bigger. But that does work in some sort of practicality. That does work. If I then put a street just here. In fact, even better idea. I saw something about not track spacing, this one. If I put that to 2, Does that mean that I can place a street closer? No. No, it doesn't. That's annoying. So what I could do is I could place a street. Right. I can place a street not like that. This snapping tool, whilst useful in some ways, is really not in others. I could place a street like this, which then could, in theory, join up there. That would be a bit of a problem, though. I think it should join up maybe a sharper... No, let's not do such a sharp angle. Let's do this. Let me bring the street up like that. There we go. And then that connects like that. So we have a street in. That is not going to connect there. I can then... Right, let's have a look at cargo buildings. So which one? I think having seen this one in use a number of times, I think that this is starting to look a lot better. See, in a way, that could work. It isn't perfect, though. I need to maybe make the terminal lengths a little bit shorter. Yes, I'll do that and put... So, shorter and place it in right about there. That works. That does work. And then I'll just put some buildings or whatever just here. Where could the gasworks go? Because I think this town does certainly need gasworks. All the industrial buildings are on that side. I do not mind having gasworks just opposite, just over there. So the inspiration for this is coming in a little from King's Cross. So King's Cross St Pancras had the passenger stations like this, and then you'd peel off to the side. It wasn't quite like this. The station would do something like it'd go like that and then like that. So like that, and then turn in back to the left, and it had a bunch of goods yards. Now, not just 3. I think it had like 12, 15 of those. Obviously, it was quite a major goods yard. Not something that I can easily replicate in Transports Fever 2. However, this is looking rather good. Let me go ahead now and continue putting some of these bits together. So passenger buildings, it's a main building, green trim. I think what I'm going to do is start adding some more of this. So I'll put a side building like that, followed by another. That's collision. Rubbish. Okay. Can I do this instead then? Can I put a main building in the middle now? Roughly in the middle. There we go. Followed by... See, that one would cause a collision. Oh, that's even larger. That's very large. I do not think that is the one I want. Followed by a side building there. Why can I not put anything on this side, though? No, I can put... Okay, it's a bit of a wonky looking station. I'm going to fix that. There we go. That looks just a little bit better. Yes, that is looking better. Let's go ahead and get some, not the roofs, but I need to get... Actually, before I do that, did I ever change the speeds on these? Check the speeds. No, I did not. I'm going to change these to 10. And I know this is going to cause some chaos right here. So I'm just going to clean this little bit of chaos up. Just by demolishing this tiny little bit there. And then going back into this, finishing off the configuration, tracks, 10 mile per hour, track. Now I'm going to put in, I need to put some platform specific things for the wait, what? What's all of this? Hidden cargo area. Concrete. Oh, this is all the extra cattle pens. Okay. Well, okay. I need to start looking into those sorts of things. Right. Underpass on all of these. There we go. I'll put a bridge across these two. If I can find the bridge, which I cannot. Bridge. Passenger buildings. Is it not? This isn't going to be a building. It'll be something miscellaneous, probably. Here we go. No. Will these work? Of course not. This is a higher platform, isn't it? It is. That could be another problem. The platform heights. I haven't thought about all of this, have I? Come on, tell me there's something that I can use. King's Cross. Will these footbridges work? No, they are also higher. Right, why are they higher up? Okay, well, I guess this one is not having any bridges. Just going to go for canopy. Now I've got to find the oh, well, it'd be under canopy, wouldn't it? Makes sense. There we go. Just put that under canopies. I could have put a roof up if I wanted to. Doesn't quite do what I wanted to do. For some reason, that one is not in the right spot. Just looking at that. Oh, I think it's because this isn't the end of the thing. I'm sure I can put roofs up at some point. Maybe I could potentially put roofs up from here to. It would need to be all the way across, but there's no platform down the end, is there? So that is potentially a problem. But that is okay. For now, this is starting to take shape. I need to ensure that I get this finished. Of course, let's just go ahead and paint all of this as it should be. I think maybe that side did not need to be painted, but that's okay. This little bit here, could we paint all of this? I think it might be a good idea to flatten or level out this ground, smooth this ground, that's the word I was looking for. To go ahead and smooth this bit of the ground out. There we are. Just that little bit. On the approach. And even smooth this bit out so it just all looks like it fits better, which it now does. I'll go ahead and get rid of that and that. Perfect. That looks better there. Oh, I need to get rid of the signage and I need to change that to invisible. That is what I need to do. I need to change something to invisible. Why did I not think of that before? Okay, good. Now, as for the gasworks, just thinking, I think they might fit. They might just fit in right here. It does as well. There we go. I could very much just park the gasworks in right here. Let's just have a look at how this looks, because I think it goes a little bit up. It does. But still, those are gasworks, and if I click on this station, or if I click on this, apparently it does not connect. Why does it not connect? Is this... I assume this street needs to... There we go. Now it should connect, right? No, apparently not. Is that too far away? Oh, I need to move that closer. Okay. Okay, let's see how close I can move this. There. That is effectively the closest I'm going to be able to move this. Yep, that is the absolute closest. Okay. Please tell me that connects. No, this is not connecting. Why are you not connecting to that? Is it because I need to connect this street up? If I connect this street up right here, will it then be okay? Yes. It is now okay. So it was just the fact that it just could not get all the way around. Right, so gas meter can go there. Oh, sorry, gas works can go there. Gasometer, or the gas meter, can actually start... See, this is where I can start looking at larger ones. Like this one here. Which one's larger? That or that? I think that is. I'll just tuck this in about there. Good. Then what I need to do is, and I am thinking of putting a little engine shed here. It might be nice to put... I'm not going to use it. Well, actually, I could use it. Why do I have cacti? I could use... There was nothing here, right? Things are definitely growing at random. Shed. Here we go. Can I place this engine shed number 2 track? Which doors are closed? Those two, 3 and 4. Can I actually manage to place an engine shed here? No, it's way too big. What I can place is a small goods shed, which looks like a train could go through. If I did that, no, I'm not going to do that. Not that shed. Not that. Cargo shed, overpass bridge. Not going to question that one. I am going to look at placing some of these in, though. Whoops. There we go. Pop 3 of those in. What other kind of thing would it need to be? Depot. Could that be what's... It's just... There we go. Will that... I guess I can just place one of them here. Yeah, let's do that. Without side building. What? Oh, there's a... Okay. So... Wait, what's the difference? Something at the bottom. Okay. Yep, that looks good. Large. Large. Alt. No, let's do that one. With the doors closed. There we are. I'm going to place this in here. This isn't going to be... Wait, why am I doing that? Why don't I just put an actual depot in then. Might as well make use of it. Here, an actual engine shed. Sometimes I just do not think. What's the difference between depot and depot plus plus? No idea. Just going to pop this in here because we are coming up towards the end of the video now. So I'll pop that there. That is looking reasonable. And what I can then do is get some tracks and let's figure this one out. So not only could I just realised, not only can I run, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to run one of these tracks to there, like that. But the second track, I'm actually going to peel off from here and then run that track to there. Just because I think that could just work in some fashion. I may not keep that. I'll be honest, I may not keep that one because this is a little bit higher up and it may not work out the way I want it to. But what I can then do is just very easily actually pull this quite far back. No, come on. There we go. No. There and there and there. And I have this. That one can connect up to that. That one can connect up to that. And I could even have a third one potentially. No, that's a bit much. There we go. I guess I could have one that just does this. Okay, now that has suddenly turned into a pretty busy depot. In fact, at that point, I could probably place a few tracks here and just leave some wagons parked there, because that would also look quite realistic. Okay, I'm going to break this bit because I'm not keen on that. What I'm going to do instead is I'm going to have another line come off from... Let's have another line peel off from here. I'll fix this in a moment in terms of ramp equalization. And I'll have this that runs all the way. Yep, all the way like that. No, come on. Like that. Let's now try and line this one up. Like so. Grab from there to there. Other way. Other way, there we go. Equalize that. That's fine. A little higher up than perhaps I would want it to be, but that's all right. And then what I need to do is I'm just going to put... Because I think I can fit some of this in. Oh, it's a little close. This one's a little close. So I'm going to do that and that. Then try and connect that like that. Connect that in like that. And do... Let's see. Bring that in across there, and then potentially... Could I manage to make this go... There is a possibility there. There we go. And if I... Can I select... only that one can be slipped though. This is not good enough. But... I could easily make a second one that did just that. There we are. Now that looks far busier than anything I've ever created. And it does bring me quite nicely to, I think, towards the end of this video. A little bit of work possibly required, but nothing too severe. All I need to do is just neaten this section up. How am I going to do that? How do I neaten this section up? I think if I use the flatten tool, there we go. Maybe? Yep, do that and then smooth it and it should... Right, it's done that bit. I just need to get this little bit in. See, that bit is done. How do I get... There we are. This bit, come on. And this little bit. I'll figure it out. But that does bring me quite nicely to the end of this video. All I'm going to do to end this is place a few wagons down. Yes. That has surprisingly ended up a lot busier than I thought it would be. But it does look more realistic than anything I've just forgot that I've just not completed something here, which is this one. This does look more realistic than anything I have ever built. Now that is an active train depot, so I'm going to make sure that I do have routes clear for that. What I'm going to do is potentially I need to place, there are things that I would need to place here then. For example, I think somewhere along this area, like here, I'm going to have to place a water tower and something along those lines. So let's go ahead and place a water tower here. I'm sure I can configure that. And then coaling. Is that the right coaling tower? I do not think it is. Let's do an old style coaling one, which is this one right here. Trackside plus 1 meter, terraforming off, no ground texture. Terraforming on. There we go. Just a bit of old school work going on there. I'll leave that open. Let's put a few bits and bobs in here. Yes, some GWR top light coaches. This is because this is what is going to be used very soon. So I'll put that there alongside some, a bunch of wagons, as we have been using many wagons lately. So that. Just a couple of them just going in there. Could place a couple of those there. One empty one like that, and then not a gunpowder wagon. One of those. Some of these. British twin. Let's do that. 1, 2, 3 there. Locomotive. Do we have a nice little tank engine anywhere? I know we do somewhere, but I don't know where it is. Here it is. It'd be one of these, wouldn't it? Not the front. I just want a tank engine. Here we go. Other way. Let's have it facing this way. 1907. Here we go, this one. Like that. In fact, I have a couple of them just sitting there. Like so. That looks quite busy. I can add maybe a couple of little bits here. 1, 2, and that's one. Yep, that looks like quite a busy yard. Okay, So to end today's video, all I need to do is paint this little bit. I think I'll have to put a little bit of detailing into this at some point. But for now, it is just a matter of painting this bit up. I could put some, I guess, buildings. Buildings is what is missing. But unfortunately, I have ran out of time. So there we go. Let's go ahead and anything else that needs to be done. There's a bit of smoothing required here. I'll do that. Yeah, let's put the smoothing in this area as soon as the autosave is completed. That is. And I'll pop. Maybe I'll just pop a railway building in just on this side, and then this entire area I might put a little road in here. This can be a massive area. But Attleborough is now a much larger station. I think this is going to have to end up being 4-track as well. Is a much larger station, and it is much busier than it used to be. So with that, I suppose it is time to look at ending off the video. Thank you very much for watching. Please remember to click on the like button if you like this video. Subscribe to the channel for more videos on... Oh, a signal box would be ideal. Subscribe to the channel for more videos on Tron Sports Fever 2, the UK modded series. Leave a comment in the comments box below. I think the signal box really should be about there. I'll put a little path to that at some point. Leave a comment in the comments box below. Let me know what you think. Any suggestions you might have. If you can do so, please do consider supporting me on Patreon. Link in the description box below, as are links to my social media and Discord server. That is all from me, and I shall see you next time. Could I put a few of these in? Brick, dark, stone, stone brown, random, brick pale, brick dark. Maybe I should put a couple of these in. That is all from me, and I will see you next time in Tron Sports Fever 2, the UK modded series, where I suppose I can just get straight on with the next thing, which is, let me just have a look at the list. I believe the next job is to rework the station in West Mersey and New Romney and set up the express route. So there we go. Let me just take a screenshot of the new station. I'll fix whatever the issue is in a moment. Just have to have a look at what is causing that problem. But there is the new station. Oh, I could have put a roundhouse here as well. So with a turntable and everything. Oh, that would have been a good idea. But there we go. I shall see you next time in Tron Sports Fever 2, the UK modded series. I just need one more screenshot to show the changes. There we go. I'll see you next time.